Welcome to the Corner Store Talk podcast. My name is Billy Film. I'm your host. Today's guest, we have my cousin from Greenville, North Carolina, James Jones Jr. So he's going to give a little introduction.
What's up? What's up? This is James Jones, founder of Freedom of NC Productions, Bear House Productions, and we here with Billy. With the corner store talk, man.
Just tell the audience a little bit about what you do.
Pretty much I dib and dab in a bit of things, man. Whatever I feel that I have a bit of interest in, man. So, as of now, I do a bit of, I'm a director and do a lot of cinematographer photography when it comes down to videos, editing, executive producer, and also director and writer. So I do that on that side, and I also dib and dab in a bit of music as well, conscious music. So with that being said, music has always been my love, and just later on in life, it just began to kind of grow, and it grew into films. So that's how I took on the interest and the love and the passion for also film, because both is entertainment. So I dib and dab in both of it. I also community leader here in my community, very engaged with the peoples here, and I just do, I get it in where I fit in, man.
We're going to start it off. My first question is, what motivates you to keep grinding and moving forward?
What motivates me to keep grinding, keep moving forward? I would have to say my wife, my kids, and just wanting to interrupt the cycle, of what we are used to, and just reaching beyond, to become something greater, and that's that passion, that drives me to continue to keep pressing forward, keep pushing on the gas. So I go hard, and if something I believe in, something that I'm investing my time in, I go extremely hard. So I would have to say my family, man. My family give me that drive, that push, and that passion to continue to, go forward.
Okay. So you talked about a little bit in your introduction about being a community leader. So I've seen a little bit of what you do within the community, in the community center. I believe it's Morewood Community Center. I believe.
Yeah, that was did a bit of volunteer work very in the beginning of 2017. Well, the mid summertime around 2017 coming into 2018, just doing a lot of community services. I wanted to really offer my time and invest back into the community. Wanted to invest back into the young kids that are there, the youth that don't have that proper guidance and nutrients. So I wanted to reach back, man. So I did that 2017, 2018, a bit of 2019. Began to kind of really just starting to spread my wings and doing my own thing after just kind of catching on how they do theirs or whatnot, man. So, yeah.
So how working with the young teens and adults, the young children within the community center? How has it been inspiring them and influencing them?
Man, it's I think it goes back to that passion again. It drives me because it's something that is needed here in our community. We don't have a proper performing arts center as you guys may do or have set up or organized there in New York. You know, we're right here, you know, Greenville, North Carolina. City ain't too big, but it's more catering to, you know, the East Carolina University, the students that goes here, as well as the hospital. So when it comes down to the inner city kids and the people that lives, you know, in these areas, um, there's not too many interests or too many resources that are out there to help our people. So one of my visions and dreams, and I believe that I am doing it now, is to be able to create and to establish that here in Eastern North Carolina, something that I can offer and give back. Um, a center that actually will offer um, a universal um, platform within our community. So whatever our youth are into, if it's music, if it's films, if it's photography, if it's how to break down a operating system, the one to be a computer tech, I want to actually set those things up here in our community where we'll have these programs set up and ran. And our kids can be able to at least see this, that it's out there. They could be able to know that it's there. And now it's left up to them to take that next approach of, okay, I want to do better by myself. I see they got this going on. Let me sign up for this. So I want to create that. And if it's not here, it's nothing to offer them. You know, they only know their environment, you know. So the Dream Center is a, I would say it's a dream that I've been having for a while, but I'm very close of fulfilling it.
So next, now we're gonna talk about the Black Power Fest. So every year you host the Black Power Fest. He's gonna talk to you a little bit about what that is. So what made you want to start this event, and how has it grown since the first Black Power Fest event?
Uh, for one, you know, touching back on this city, this city here, we don't have, you know, or we didn't at the time have a platform, any type of culture event that kind of focus or kind of um, you know, it's for us. We didn't have anything like that established. Living in Atlanta, got a chance of seeing the different events, programs, things of that nature that was there, that was already established, and that was doing very well there. And moving back in 2017, the mid of 2017, during summer, I wanted to bring that or bring something, you know, that, you know, Atlanta was doing it at a, you know, at a peak, you know, where you got people such as Erykah Badu and David Banner hosting these, you know, the Black Power Awards. And they did that for a few years, man. And I got a chance of meeting the president, the owner, Mr. Dwayne Jordan, as well, and just kind of chopping it up with him as well. So it was just an idea of wanting to at least bring a glimpse, something here, because we didn't have it. So I created the Black Power Fest, you know, and that was inspired by just watching how Dwayne was doing his thing in Atlanta and the way that the Black Power Awards was, you know, established, man. And so I want to bring that Black excellence here in our city and letting our people know that it is very important to know our history. It's very important to know who we are within our true identity, to be educated, but at the same time, to love our skin color, to embrace within with one another, and that is what brings us even closer together. So, doing that, I started in 2018, first year, and I really kind of stepped out on faith, man, because I didn't have a blueprint, you know. I didn't have a blueprint, and I was, you know, by myself doing it. So I didn't have a team, as most, you know, certain events, you know, they have certain people that do certain things. So I actually had to really try to maneuver it myself the best way I can. And it was a success. I mean, we did like 150, maybe 160 the very first year. And the second year, that was 2018. Then 2019, second year, we ended up having to get a bigger building because it was packed over the capacity of 170, well, over 150 people. We ended up utilizing a gymnasium, and we did about, I would say, we did about 3. We doubled it, you know. So that was a success. Just to know that we doubled our number from 2018 and coming into 2019. So I knew that what we was doing and that the word was getting out, you know. And the people that didn't show up in 2018, didn't know nothing about it, got a chance of coming into 2019, you know. So and coming into 2019 to 2020, the third year that we actually did it, it was phenomenal. You know, I want to say about a good, we probably did maybe right at a cap of the gymnasium, maybe close to about 5. No bleachers left, you know, people standing up. So every year it got bigger and bigger, and I knew it was something greater that we was doing. And we was just pushing out Black excellence, pushing out who we are, pushing out the importance of our history, and also to the youth, you know. So it was a beautiful thing, something totally different that we wasn't doing here, and that's what the people want to see. They want to see something that's totally different, and something that will really kind of focus on them, something that would entertain them. And the Black Power Fest was it.
Alphas. Love to see it. Love.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Big thing, man. Big thing, man. Not sure if we're gonna do it this year because of all the filming, you know, with the Freedom of NC coming out Juneteenth, and just a lot on my plate right about now. So if anything, I may just kind of add something to Juneteenth and kind of make up with the Black Power Fest, where we can actually do some type of celebration the day of the premiering of the actual film, and do it that way and do it outdoors due to, you know, the COVID and things are still a bit high, you know what I'm saying? So I wanted to keep that momentum going. However, I got to do it. So if I got to do it outdoors, it shall be, you know.
In your intro, you talked a little bit about how you do conscious rap. So can you just share to the audience some of the music videos and lyrics you wrote regarding some of your raps?
Yeah, man. Well, with pertaining with the, you know, the music I make, I try to make music that people can understand and relate to in a way. Music that can also empower us and, you know, and motivate us as well, because we don't hear too much of that now these days, you know. And a lot of times, you know, when I do write music and I put it out, or, you know, put it out on social, I want people to get something out of it, you know, more than just, you know, I'm listening for the bars, you know what I mean? I want people to get substance, you know what I mean? And I care about more about substance than caring about the bars. You feel what I'm saying? Like, the bars is always going to be the bars, but substance can help many people. Substance people can take from. Substance can, I can pour my life into that music and tell them where I came from or how I felt at that situation, not knowing whoever ear may hear that, and can cause some type of domino effect, and it can help them out throughout their journey. So substance has always been more about, you know, the message and what are you telling your audience or the listeners and people that you want that hear your music. It's just really the message that's being embedded in it, man. And like I said, on radio, you don't hear much of it. So I think it's our job as, you know, musical artists and whatever we call ourselves, and to be able to put that music out there and keep it alive as much as possible, especially when you're dealing with hip hop. You know, hip hop is more than just music; it's a culture, and you begin to, you know, throughout the years, you see a bit of a diverse of race of people that is has engaged in with hip hop. You know, hip hop is universal now. It's just not one way. Hip hop has also crossed over now. So I've always been about just kind of just keeping things original, keeping it, you know, being myself. And if you don't know me, and if you listen to my music, it can bring you one closer to, you know, of how this guy is without even personally knowing me. And that's the way I try to paint that picture in my music, man. So conscious music, man, it's just it's a to me it's very, very underrated. And um I was brought up listening to music such as, you know, Common, Talib Kweli, and Nas, and AZ, Tupac Shakur. The list goes on. Most Def, you know what I'm saying? Like people like that, man. Um, Big L. I was like, I like music that people can really relate to, even though, you know, a lot of those cats that I named out, they talk that gangster stuff here and there. Um, but just the true substance, if you listen to their music, you know, it had true message in it. It had true substance. Big L had bars, but when you listen to his bars was also embedded in a message, or it was embedded in, you know, what I want these people to hear besides just the bars. You know what I'm saying? So Nas the same way, you know. It's just a message, man. And music is very powerful. Very, 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 very powerful. And we have to be a little bit more um understanding to know when we put music out, music carries a vibration. Music, when it's put out there, you know, it can be on a high frequency or it can be on a low frequency. It's all about what you're putting into your music, you know, at the end of the day. And me as an artist, I try, or let me rephrase that, I do put positivity. I put positive in my music, and that's me. You know, I just put positive in my music because I want to empower people. I want to let people know my story, you know, so that they can get through what they getting through because maybe they went through it, you know. So um, it's a mind, you know, it's a mind changing thing, man. You know, that's if you look at music that way, to a point where um, it can impact someone live, you know, at the end of the day, you know. And then you have the vice versa, where music also can kind of distort the mind, you know, the music can, um, you know, make things cloudy and, you know, paint a picture that not is really reality. And you have a lot of artists now that do that, you know, as well, you know, talk about the guy, they talk about the drugs and things of that nature, but don't tell you the consequences that comes with them drugs. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, a rapper that used to do those things, that still dwell on those things, but don't teach his son or his daughter those things, but willing to put it out there to the world, for the world to hear it and for the world to take in, and not knowing that my kids is listening. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the impact that it does. If you don't teach your kids that, don't teach the way, you know what I mean? That's the impact. Because you know, like I said, when I spoke about why I do what I do with the community and the youth. It speaks of these young guys who don't have those guidance, that don't have someone to pull them to the side and like, yo, what you doing, man? Hey, you can do better. You can do this. You can do this. All you have to do is pull out of you. You know what I'm saying? Or you have a potential, you know, or, bro, I care about you. I love you. They don't hear that. You know, a lot of things is what they see around the environment that's negative, or what they see on TV, social, whatever, that's polluting the minds and thinking that this is what it is, and it's not. So that's what I would say. You know, conscious music, man, it's always gonna be my top favorite music, man. It just, you know, and because it's on a high frequency, man. Yep.
So
And it's for all people, man. It's not just for Black people, you know, it's for all people, you know.
So recently, we did a tribute video for our cousin. We call him Bear, but his name is Kareem Jenkins.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little story. Our cousin Bear was shot in his home by a random suspect. Um, so he was gunned down due to gun violence.
Right.
Cousin Junior did a tribute video in front of 309 Paris Ave. So 309 Paris Ave, most of y'all really don't know, but was like that focal point within the family house.
Right.
309 was when me and my family came from New York. 309 was always the first stop before we go anywhere. We always stopped at on Helen House. So you did it over there. So talk about what it was to go back to 309 Paris Ave and to shoot that tribute video for Bear.
Oh man. It was something that was definitely needed, man, needed to be done. I think you said a mouthful. It's a home or house basically that, you know, we're gonna always continue to remember, because a lot of things was, you know, a lot of memories was there, you know what I'm saying? A lot of great times. And, you know, you got a lot of, you know, your bad stuff or whatever, you know, you gotta have them both, you know, to balance out. But you know, beautiful things, man, outweigh the bad things that was there. Growing up, you know, at the end of the day, that was our second home, you know. So growing up, and my grandmother, you know, used to give me the, you know, $2-3, and I actually had to go up the block and get us some honeybee snuff and Pepsi Cola and bring that back, and she'd give me a quarter. So it's like those things that you don't forget. You know what I'm saying? It's those things that kind of teach me how to be very appreciative of so much that life has to offer at the end of the day. But also Paris also carries a very deep, I would have to say, like a very deep, very deep moment, but it's a scar there, you know. You know, when you get a scar, it's like, it's gonna always be there, but you can cover it up, it can heal, but it's always gonna be there, where you can look at it and like, man, what happened to that? And you know, it kind of reminds you. So like Paris Avenue is a scar, but to certain people that look at scars, or mostly scars, they sometimes like, you know, a scar, you know, something bad happened or whatever. But not exactly, and not how I look at things. You know, I look at it as a scar. Sometimes it teaches you and it reminds you where you came from. So it dug a scar in my life of just showing me the value of me and who I am and what I was becoming growing up, seeing a lot of things I shouldn't be seeing, and, you know, right there on the porch and watching the dope dealers do what they do, and like mesmerized and trying to, you know, oh, I want to do that, you know what I'm saying? But it also showed me the consequences too, the dope dealers, and getting, you know, the police riding up and you know, and you know, shutting down a trap house right there, you know what I'm saying? So it showed me like things that I thought was good, and then it showed me other things as well, you know. But like growing up there, family wise, besides all of that, it was beautiful, man. I mean, it was beautiful. We had a lot of great times um, with our family. You know how our family is when they all get together, man. We just can't stop. If it's joking around, if it's laughing continuously, um, the love, the laughter that we all had, the embrace, how we embraced each other. We can fight hard, but we also can love hard. You know what I mean? We are also a dysfunctional family, but we are a beautiful family. You feel me? What family that you don't have is dysfunctional. It's not dysfunctional. And if you say that your family not dysfunctional, you lying. Every family has its scar. You know what I mean? And it's a beautiful thing. It's what makes us who we are and how we become. You know what I'm saying? So I would have to say, like, Paris always gonna be my stomping ground. And it is, when my grandmother moved out and having the ability to take over the house and trying to, keeping it up in a way where we don't lose it. You got to understand, like my grandmother, your aunt, worked hard for the house over 30 years. And it's our job to keep that in the family. We have a problem of a lot of times we want to sell out. And when you look at other race, they don't do that. A lot of times when it's passed down, it's passed down. They don't sell it. It's passed down from the kids down to the grandkids, from the grandkids down. And I wanted to do that, at the end of the day. And I didn't care how I was going to do it. I did sometimes, and at times at the very beginning, I didn't know how I was going to do it because there was taxes on the house or whatever. But like things made it, just believing, and I felt like it made it way, like the universe really opened the door for me to continue to actually have that house. And it's still up, at the end of the day, man. So when it come down to family, the house itself, man, you still feel that moment. You still feel that when you walk through the hallway, you still feel that, I don't know, I can't describe it. You just feel that overwhelming of that substance that used to be there, that's no longer there no more, but it's still, you still have that there, man. So very, very great home, man. Like I said, my second home, man. House was built in 1905, making the house 105. It's 105 years old now. So it was very old home. Very, and I believe my grandmother moved there at 94, 93, 94. So yeah, that's the stomping ground, man. Or used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out. Well, Aunt Helen is my aunt. That's his grandma. Shout out to Aunt Helen, and she's praying warrior,
Mm-hmm.
backbone of the Jenkins. Um, love her to death. Shout out to my grandma, which is his aunt.
Right.
They call her auntie, but that's my grandma. The backbone of the Fillmores.
Right.
Combine them together, those two is really the backbones. We appreciate
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah.
it.
You're the backbone, man. Keep
Uh,
things. They the one that keeps things really kind of moving, man. Like the engine that's in your vehicle. They the one that keep it to continue to move and move and move. You know what I'm saying? So even though they stayed over 500 some miles apart, Auntie came down. It was Auntie came down. You know what I'm saying? And everybody went to see Auntie, and it was like a big thing, and vice versa. You guys, Billy, and you guys seeing Aunt Helen, who's your Aunt Helen, it was a big thing as well, man. So those are the true core in the family, man. Those are true roots of the family, bro. True roots that kept the family together. Yeah, yeah, kept the family together.
So the Dream Center. So that's a little sneak peek for the audience. So Cousin James is doing something called the Bear Hug Foundation. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, well, something like that. I'm still in the midst of working on it, but it's going to be something like that. Yeah, the Bear Hugs. And to be honest with you, it's going to replace the Dream Center. You know, I thought that the uh, Bear Hug Foundation has a little bit more significance to it. Um, Not only the name, but also just things that I knew that Bear was into, and things that I did see the interest that he had into it, but you know, never got a chance to do it. I wanted to embed those things into this Bear Hug Foundation, you know. Um, Pretty much, like I said, it replaced the Dream Center, so it offers all of those universal things for the youth, but also a bit more of, you know, when it comes down to, you know, the black on black violence and things of that nature, kind of really dwelling on that, gun violence and things of that nature, man, and just the unity, man, unifying people, us, you know, who we are. And when we come together, we are power, you know. So um I'm still in the makes of just kind of getting things situated and the way I'm going to really navigate this thing, you know, because now it's just to the point now it's not just the Dream Center, you got the Bear Hug. So this definitely has to be right, you know. So yep.
R.P. Bear, R.P. Ted.
Hmm.
So now we're gonna talk about the film Freedom of North Carolina. So how has it been filming Freedom of North Carolina, especially kind of like during the pandemic? I know production probably got shut down due to pandemic. So how has it been restarting the production and getting right back into the film?
Oh man, it's been a journey, man, just like anything else. It's been a journey. It's it's been also a teacher as well, just learning as I go. And I think that's the beautiful thing about it, just learning as you go, and um, you take on the mistakes as you going with it, and you know, okay, not to do this the next time, or you do this the next time. So it's a beautiful thing, man. Cranking back up, you know, from all of the things that's been going on across you know, across the world with the pandemic, COVID, and things of that nature. When we got back started, after being you know, kind of shut down for a few months, we got back started, man. We was at it, bro. Like, I think we started back in June or end of May, going into June, and we've been grinding hard, just making up for time, you know, because I do have a deadline of, you know, March 2021 is when the film is completed, and, you know, where the post production, all of that stuff is done. But Juneteenth is when the actual film was released to the public. So just been pumping, man. Every chance we can, you know, every break that we can, getting people in line, getting people, you know, ready, and knocking out these things, man. And we just been doing just that, man. Just things just been just really kind of falling into place. And time itself, even though the pandemic happened, um, it kind of happened in a way where it's like it was meant in somewhat. And I don't mean to be kind of, you know, like pandemic was meant, but I'm speaking of Freedom in North Carolina. That break that we took, about 3 months break, God gave me like time to overlook my script and to add things, to take away from things. Kind of gave me that time to reflect on. It's no different in my music. What I'm giving to the people, what I want the people to see. This is a content that I'm putting together. So um, it's been a lot of changes, and what I wanted to put in this Freedom of MC. Um, and within it, you know, really giving people substance, really giving people some nutrients that they can actually take from it. on the same time and educating them, and then also entertaining them, because it's also a musical film. So we have a bit of poetry, we have a bit of music such as gospel, hip hop, country, folk, rock, pop, you name it, we got it. Rock, metal, all of that. And that's what makes this unique. That's what makes this film not only, people ask, it's just another slave movie. No, this is a movie that really sheds a brighter light to who we are, our people. I tell people now, even the Freedom of MC, our slogan is, our history didn't start with slavery. So that's what I'm portraying on this film. It goes back into 1863, before the Emancipation Proclamation, of this family by the name of the Jones family. And there is four brothers, one sister, one daughter by the name of Sarah. Sarah actually has this dream and imagination that she wants to, live outside of what she all knew, like what she all known, and that's being enslaved. All she known is, this particular plantation called the Hoppersville Plantation. She was born into that. But the difference of what I'm showing the people is she has this dream, this idea of just wanting to run away, but also get her family involved. And a bit similar to Harriet Tubman, as what she did, where she took the runaways and she took them up north, Philadelphia, New York. Some she took to Maine, Canada, for their freedom. You will see a bit of similarity when you watch the film. Sarah's a 14-year-old girl, and she has that queen figure, that boldness about her, that she's not scared of anything, to be honest with you. And when she do convince her family, without telling you too much, instead of the family going to this special place or a city, as we all knew that, what Harriet took a lot of runaways to, she's taken her family, and she'll take her family to this particular special place called the Land of Rieger. And the Land of Rieger means the black soil. Everything on this particular land exists when it comes down to black people. Every history through the filter of time, people that you know of, if it was Dr. King or Malcolm X or Noble Drew Ali or Marcus Garvey, Fred Hampton, Huey P. Newton, Bobby Seals, so on and so on and so on. These people all lives on this particular land. So you got the Nation of Islam, you got the Black Power Panther for self-defense. You got the Marcus Garvey with the what was his organization? The World Line. What is it? But you got the Garvey movement and the Civil Rights movement. You got all these particular people, even going back into the Zulu nations. With Shaka Zulu. You got all these people that live on this particular land that is welcoming, that is waiting for this family to return back home. See, what it is, they didn't know that this is the place they was actually from. So when they do arrive back to this particular place, everything is given back to them, their language, their culture, who they are, even down to their names. So who you knew, oh, that's Sarah, her name is Almina. Everything that was stripped away was given back to them. So very, very powerful film. And I want people to be empowered by it, when they see it. And it's gonna be mind blowing, bro. Mind blowing, man. Mind blowing. Every different scene, not every scene, but certain scenes have music placements. Um, some have a bit of poetry in it. We also have dancing. A bit of the dancing as well. All of these things I've named out are pretty much art, or art of expression. Music is an art of expression. Dancing is an art of expression. Poetry is an art of expression. And how to really reach the audience or to reach the people, even it is to even giving them a bit more besides a dialogue or what you normally will see in a film. So on certain scenes, there will be music placements, poetry, a bit of dancing, to even bringing them even much closer to what that scene is about. Yeah, that's Freedom on the NC, man.
As I already said, Freedom of NC is really gonna be a powerful film. Something about Rieger, it's powerful.
Yeah, man. Oh yeah, I was speaking with Dr. Izza, man, known for be on Sonetta TV. I was speaking with him, and he gave me some great gold nuggets, man, like that I can use. Also some Black Diamonds I can use and to kind of incorporate it, because to be honest with you, really teaching me that, even though our ancestors and what Hollywood films has been putting out for so long is that our ancestors that we know of, came from, was living out of, came from Virginia, was living in North Carolina, I'm talking about as slaves, and he was telling me what history has forgotten. A lot of people don't know that's not so true. They were still doing the slave ships doing at that time. Later on, it just didn't start around, during the 1600s, and that was it. It went through 1600s, 1700s, the 1800s, you know what I'm saying? And all the way up, they were still taking women, men, and kids all the way up. So these was African people they was taking, so a lot of us, we are from different parts of Africa, and not even knowing it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I'm just kind of taking on a lot of things that I'm learning and utilizing this film here as a vehicle to put in what needs to be addressed, what needs to be said, what needs to be shown, because entertainment is a force to be reckoned with. At the end of the day, if you want to get something across, put it in a film. Don't put it in the book. They say we don't read, but put it in a film. At the end of the day, man, put it in music. And someone's gonna grasp it. But yeah, man, it's gonna be dope. It's going to be very dope in the way that we're utilizing it. We're taking our time, not rushing through it. And we're coming close to 2 years being working on this project. So we really taking our time to making sure that we give the people what they need to see without filtering anything, man.
Yeah. So I seen on Facebook that you came out with the Freedom of North Carolina clothing apparel. So you could just send me the link, and I'm gonna put it down in the description below. So anyway, I could just support Freedom of NC North Carolina, and buy some of the clothing apparel. Um, as I said, I'll put in the description below. So
Gotcha.
as the podcast comes to an end, you already know how I go. What are 3 goals you have for the remainder of 2020?
Ah, man, 3 goals that I have for the remainder of 2020, man. 3 goals. I will say, for one, I have to continue to create, and I feel like that's one of my gifts. And I know it, you know what I'm saying, to get out there. If it's not there, go out and create it. If it's something that I don't know how to do, we have the abilities of picking up a book, going, you don't even have to pick up a book, go to YouTube or go to Google and research these things. You know, a lot of the information is not even on link from us, bro. We can just, if we really take time and really pour into what we really want to do, I don't care what it is, whatever it may be. It may not be fair, but the goal is to believe in yourself. As long as you believe in yourself, you want that job, you want to create a job, or any type of business. First, you have to believe in yourself. And then after believing in yourself, you get out there and go create it, regardless if you have a dime or not. And I'm a living witness to say, you know, you don't have to have money to actually go out there and create, man, because when you put stuff out there in the universe will line the right people who has the finances to back you. The universe will align certain situations to happen the way it happened. You know, even down with the COVID and just being shut down for 3 months, you know, timing has a lot to do with it, you know, at the end of the day. So um, my goal, man, is to continue to create. Um, and when I create it, believe in it, blow life into it. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of whatever people say, man. The other remaining two, mm, uh, is to be original, man. You know, my goal is to continue to be who I am and to continue to become and to continue to become, you know, because I'm growing into myself. I'm not yet where I'm at, you know what I mean? The best of the best of the peak. You know what I'm saying? I'm still becoming just like you still becoming. So be the best you can be, you know, and become, you know, you're already great. You know, you don't have anybody, you know, you don't have to have anyone to tell you that. You just have to believe it. I think that's where it starts at, the power of believing that you're great and getting out there and just being great. Know it, believe it. You know what I'm saying? And the last third one, man, mm, man, continue to circle, continue to keep your circle or the people that surround you. Make sure that they for you know, regardless of whatever it is. If it's a business, it's an organization, whatever it is, you know, you want people to be as real as you can be, you know. So you have people that will want to be part of it because they see something great, but don't believe in you. Believe in that, but don't believe in you. Those are not the people you want to be around, you know. Um, and I've learned what back in 2014, you have your constituents, your confidant, you have your constituents, your confidants, and your comrades. Very quickly, your constituents people is the people that just, you know, they see you got stuff going on, looks good, they want to be a part of it, right? But when things don't add up or things begin to slow down, they don't see where you're going with it, a lot of times they're going to jump off your bandwagon. You know, these are people that's not for you, but they see what you got going on and they want to be a part of it to benefit them. Those are not the type of mindsets you want around those types of people. Your Conrads, you got Conrads. Your Conrads is basically going to, they'll keep it real with you, but they'll tell you, I mean, in somewhat, they for you. No, they not for you. And they want to be a part of what you got going on, but they will tell you anything for you to believe that, hey, brother, I'm for you. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna support you with this is, but as soon as something happens, some type of emergency, some type of my wheels stopped kind of spinning. Now James was going 50 miles per hour. Now he just slowed down a bit. Hey man, I got to go. I got to go. I gotta hitch another ride. You know what I'm saying? Those are your comrades. Those comrades, man, they will tell you anything for you to believe what they say, only because they want to benefit off of you. It's what they can get from you. They pretty much like a leech. You know what I mean? They gotta suck you dry, man. But your confidants are people who you want to be around you. These are people that's gonna keep it real with you and let you know, hey man, that don't look good, man, or that don't sound good. They're not your yes man all the time. They're gonna keep it 100, but also the difference between the constituents and comrades is they're not only for your dreams and your visions and what you got going on, they're also for you. So regardless if your dreams or your talent, your dreams or your vision don't come true, they still for you. So that's the difference of the three types of minds: your constituents, your comrades, and your confidant minds. And that third goal is surround yourself as much as possible with people that believe not only in your dreams, but believe in you.
Yes, sir. So as the Cornerstone Talk podcast come to an end, I want to thank James Jones Jr. for coming on and sharing. As I said, I'll put the link down below. I'm gonna put the video to our cousin, the Chubby video, in the link below, so y'all could see how you can see that. And I'm gonna put the Freedom of North Carolina Facebook page so y'all can follow and keep up with the film. As he said, it's released in Juneteenth of 2021. It's gonna be a great film. So like, comment, and subscribe to the Cornerstone Talk podcast. Turn on the post notification so when a podcast drop, y'all could get the notification and jump right on it. This is the end, and I'm out.
Peace, bless.
It used to feel so devastating. At times I